recently traumatized.
That's right. I cut you
Traumatized.
off.
That's not fair though, because that system was not made for maps, and also we have strong feelings about said map program.
All right, roll 20 sucks, but roll call. Jeff,
Go ahead.
Starfinder Enhanced.
Terrence.
Enhanced interrogation. Ugh.
They can't see this, but I called your name when you were mid beer sip because I'm an asshole. Frakes
I'm also an asshole.
and Mahogany.
I keep my camera off so they can't do that.
That's all right. If my camera was off, he still would have caught me. I drink this pretty frequently.
It's a pretty safe bet that if you call Terrence's name, he's mid swig.
If he's not mid sentence, he's mid swing.
Talking and drinking as soon as I wake up.
No,
So-
not as soon as I wake up.
I don't know if y'all know this, but the reason why I brought up Starfinder Enhanced is by the time this actually goes live to the public.
For our non Patreon supporters.
Sure. Well, okay, that'll probably be a year from now. But there's a new book coming out, Starfinder Enhanced.
Oh, is that the one with the like?
Natural male enhancement.
No, the story-driven starship.
Starship Combat is more narrative based. They got a
Yeah,
narrative
narrative
based
based.
system. They have new versions of the Envoy, Solarian, Technomancer, and Witchwarper class. So they kind of update. So it's like kind of like Unchained for Pathfinder, for the Barbarian in them.
I see.
So it's kind of like that for the Envoy, Solarian, Technomancer, and Witchwarper classes.
Yeah, because Envoy needs it.
They've also done. They got some new class features. So new things you can plug into your character. So like you can get rid of a class ability for one of these abilities. They got new archetypes, spells, equipment, 90 new feats.
There you go, Terrence. We all know how you love loads of feats.
This is one I thought was kind of cool. Rules for scalable equipment,
Oh,
so
that's
that you don't have to trade in your trusty sidearm.
That's
um,
nice.
Yeah, so like once you get a piece of equipment that you really like, you can just kind of like build it over time, keep making it relevant.
I feel like we've kind of house ruled that anyways, paying the difference for the newer model.
Yeah, I think we have kind of to get around it. Yeah. So apparently it was an issue for. We weren't the only ones that thought it was an issue.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of those, I'm drawing a blank now, but like, a lot of your typical space adventure games is people have like the same equipment. Your heroes have the same equipment from beginning to end.
Mhm.
It's their trusty, whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be really weird to see, I know this isn't space, but to see Indiana Jones having to go purchase a new whip every movie to update his whip.
Oh, this one's got a blade on the end.
Yeah, this is a barbed whip.
I've always liked the idea of like much like match users in a lot of systems, your damage being tied to your class, not your junk. Your crap.
I like
The
it to a
level
point,
even.
but I do like the difference between, equipping a great sword or a great hammer, just a little difference.
Yeah, there should be a little bit of variability to it based off a piece of equipment you're using. There's a difference between using like a 22 caliber pistol versus using a 50 caliber pistol. Huge difference. So
Well,
there
yeah.
should be a distance, a damage difference. But I
that should
agree
be
with you,
baked into
Terrence.
the weapon, but I think like the damage scaling should be built into the class. So
Right.
like you have this kind of weapon that does this kind of damage at this kind of range, things that you like on a weapon. And so the base die of the weapon is increased by your whatever level tier you're at or whatever.
That's why I like Starfinder in general, because every class gets weapon specialization, and which
That is nice.
gives you half a level, or half your level to
Or your level, depending on the
or your
weapon.
level. Yeah.
Yeah.
The long arm.
So there was words they were talk about since this is kind of similar to Unchained in Pathfinder, and it took about 2 to 3 years after Unchained before they announced Pathfinder 2.0.
Yeah,
So they're already talking about
no, they've already announced
2.0.
Starfinder 2.0. Yeah,
So they're already working on it.
this feels like just playtest materials that work with the old system that they're using
This
as a stopgap.
Yeah, this is kind of supposed to like patch in some fixes to get us over till 2.0 comes.
Yeah, please
More
keep
so.
playing this game until the next one drops.
Looks like they didn't totally drop Pathfinder First Edition until
About
years.
a year and a half.
Yeah,
Couple years.
because I know people are still going to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, from totally revised fundamentals like core classes and Starship Combat to brand new systems for expanding the way you play. This 192-page hardcover rules resource offers fresh ideas while still being with the exciting system. The Starfinder enhanced at hand, you'll be ready for countless challenges of infinite space. $44.99 for the print edition.
$50 books. $50, the standard price for a book now.
Yeah.
They expect you really to get the PDFs.
I mean, the PDF is still $20.
Yes.
I know.
Isn't that just awful? Slow march.
Well, I mean, when you think about the number of people that had to the art and write the rules and all this other stuff, $20 doesn't seem much. If there's 50 people on a team and they all produce a product and they hand their one product to me and I go, here's $20 divided amongst yourselves. It seems pretty cheap.
You got to get a lot of 20s for that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of get it. It's just this, it's the world we live in. It's the price point we see these days.
Well, that's true. And it is ultimately cheaper than a movie.
Long term, yes.
Yeah, because I'm using this over and over. Not that I don't watch movies more than once, but
that's what always got me about like when people are like video games are too fucking expensive. And it's like you could buy this was like even when Super Nintendo was out, they're like $30 for a game. Jesus Christ. It's like, for two people to go to the movies, it's $30 and you're done in an hour and a half.
Yeah, I put thousands of hours into Mario.
Yeah. I definitely got my money's worth out of that. I think we got Baldur's Gate for $70-$80. And we've probably put almost 40 hours into it.
That's a full work week.
I'm at 3.5 days for Starfinder.
Yeah. So break that down. The dollars per minute. Fractions of a cent.
I didn't pay for it. I have Game Pass.
You paid for Game Pass.
Yeah, I know. I'm paying monthly for it instead of all at once.
Yeah. How much is Game Pass every month?
I forget. I don't look.
It's one of those realities he likes to turn away from.
Yeah, like sometimes money in my account disappears and I don't ask questions.
As long as I recognize the name.
Yeah.
That's how I live my life. As long as all the money that needs to go places goes places and I still have all my money left over, I don't care.
Yeah, we bought Jesse invited some people over to watch movies last night and they couldn't find the one they wanted. So apparently we have HBO Max again or whatever the fuck it's called. So today we watched the first episode of Interview with a Vampire, which I was, not watching because we didn't have HBO Max. But
the show Interview with a Vampire?
Yeah, I'm like, we were both really into it, actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay. I just remember the
so 2 year late endorsement.
Yeah, the CW poster for it, and I was like, that looks terrible.
What?
It's a CW show, right?
No, not this thing.
Oh, is it not?
No, they never show this on CW.
I thought it was CW. It looked like a Supernatural spinoff show.
It is not. It is a high production value, top quality, well acted, gory, breast exposy horror. It's the Interview with a Vampire.
You could have watched it on the Roku channel.
They just said it in 1910 instead of 17 whatever.
I could have swore it was a CW show. My mistake. I'll give it a chance. Eventually.
Terrence.
Yeah.
How many hours did you say you had in Starfield?
Like 3.5 days, something like that. So
I got 219 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, Jeff over here with the fuck you.
So 8 days.
Jeff's like, I'm playing right now.
Shock me. At least Kevin has the courtesy. At least Jeff has the courtesy to not have his camera on instead of Kevin, who just dead eyes staring at Baldur's Gate.
I get tempted sometimes. It's like I could play a game right now. I could share play to my computer and stare at my camera like y'all think I'm looking at you, but really underneath on my screen is the latest Cyberpunk or something.
I feel like we'd figured it out with the flashing lights and the
Yeah, probably. It's like the police and are in front of you all the time. Oh, because there's 180 new police missions. Oh, damn it, you caught me.
All I could think of was when we were playing at the Green Dragon.
Turn your strobe off, breaks.
What's her what's her name that used to play with us?
Laura.
Every time we was like in combat or something, it was like we'd had to explain what was going on because she was playing a game on her damn phone.
Yeah, she's playing Tactics Ogre on her phone or some goddamn thing.
Wow.
Look, as much as I like Tactics Ogre, that really got on my nerves. It's not that she's playing Tactics Ogre, is that she had a folder that with every character she'd ever made in it, and we would roll for initiative, and she would be somewhere towards the end. So she's playing on her phone. We go around, and there's a bunch of us at the table. At this point, I think there was like 8 people at that fucking table.
It got kind of wild.
And it would get to her. It's like, Laura, it's your turn. She would save her game on her phone, and she would open her folder, and she wouldn't flip to where she knew her character was. She would flip one page at a time until she saw the character she was currently playing. And I thought about murder. I never thought about murder so hard in my life. Every time a page flipped,
it was that, and then she had to look at the table and go, "So what's going on?"
Doing?
Yeah, it's like not listening.
Awful.
If you're going to multitask.
Absolutely.
Made me feel real bad about my GMing. I'm like, wow, I must be boring.
Well, I mean, nobody's as good as Tactics Ogre. Let's just put that out front. Can't compete with that.
That's when you need to pull a player aside and be like, look, if you're not enjoying our game, we can figure out a way to get you to leave. We can get your character gone. You can come back at a different time, but you're fucking up everything right now.
Well, she wasn't really. Like, there's just a lot of players. Like, sometimes we would go whole combats before the monsters would be dead before like it would get to the first round complete.
Yeah. I played one game like that at a game shop with randoms. We sat down and there was like, I want to say 8 people. I can't remember exactly how many. And I was like, this is going to absolutely suck. And it did. It absolutely sucked. I never did it again.
When Kevin first brought me to our game group all those years ago, I was the 9th player. And I remember I hadn't played D&D or anything like that in a while. And I remember walking up to the table and going, this will be one night for me because I am not invited. I don't know why he brought me here. They don't need me. This is a full table of nerds. And I got no business sitting at the corner 3 feet away from the table trying to interact. But most of those other people left because I was cooler than them. And
well, they only showed up like the ones that left only showed up intermittently anyway. Like, so eventually they just stopped. Thank God. Anyway, sorry. Let's get back to
Can we go into a spiel about some of our favorite to pick on character builds?
All right, but if we haven't actually started playing by 8, I'm leaving.
All right, we got 45 minutes. So let's do this. We don't have to.
All right. Well then, this is a Channel Infinity News special update. The survivor search continues after the terrorist incident that caused the Golden Resplendent Grand Marchioness Alizana to implode dramatically in a gravitational anomaly that scientists and occultists have yet to adequately explain. The numerous celebrities and musicians who were in attendance of the Trans-System Holowave Council of the Musical Arts Awards Gala, who made it out of the vessel in escape pods, were scattered across known space when the anomalous attack caused the emergency single-use drift engines installed on them to malfunction. Of the 500 guests of the award show, only 27 have so far been discovered. Other guests and crew of the ship, numbering over 1,500, are also presumed dead. Coming up next, we profile the life and career of one of the missing, a designer pet who made killer beats his calling. ... Raiders of the Lark 2.0. When last we left off, where did we leave off? Oh yes, I remember.
And you and your professionalism.
When last we left off, Geist was backtracking where the missiles came from because he's going to go take over that mech.
All right. Well, last time we actually left off, Sweepskeep was staring down the barrel of
For 45.
Oh, God damn it. That fucking radio hit from the mid 2000s.
what?
Shinedown. Staring down the barrel of a 45. 45.
I'm glad I missed that one.
It played a lot when I worked at the radio station.
Yeah, yes, it did.
That must have been one of my blackouts of my life because I sure don't remember anything like that.
It must be an incredibly bland song.
It is very bland.
Yeah.
It played a
Yeah,
lot on the radio. It was a very good radio song.
It was
It's something
white
your brain can
toast.
gloss over.
Yeah.
Weepscape, you were on a planet that the denizens call home. The strange fungoid giants that interacted with you, that the locals also call the web masters, are urging you to be one with them so that you may understand. Or so that they may understand. Alternately, they claim they're going to destroy any vessels that land on the surface and probably kill your companion there. I'm just updating you so you can decide what to do, is what that is.
Yeah, so, how big are these things?
The shortest one is about 10 feet tall. The tallest one is about 16. And they are midgets compared to the trees that they call the elders.
I don't know. I feel like I have to fight them.
It's up to you.
I don't. Weepskeep's just. Her mind is racing. She has no idea. She doesn't want to join with them. She doesn't see any way out of this. Otherwise, joining with them isn't a promise that they can leave, right?
No, it isn't. They only want to know your mind. They need to know your truth, one says to you. We need to know why our rules should be violated.
Fine. Don't say I didn't warn you. She
Okay.
walks up and submits.
A strange fibrous tendril extends from the vents of one of the taller mushrooms and snakes down towards Weepscape's head. And it just sort of emits a small cloud of spores as it approaches your face, just engulfing you in gently flowing golden dots. And when you hear its voice echoing in your mind, it sounds all the louder. Explain yourself so that we may understand. And I'll give you a minute if you want to, like, gather your thoughts before you do.
Yeah, a minute,
okay.
please.
Essex,
What do you want? You want a summary?
I want what Weepskeep will give them to convince them that she does not belong there. Essex,
Yes.
you and Valgorth have been making your way for hours along the backwoods of this planet, and I don't know if you guys have been discussing like what you can do, but have you discussed what you can do?
No.
Yeah, I'm not
Well,
sure what I'll be able to do because I'm not sure how long I'll be here.
Well, you've been here for hours, and you can feel whatever force that has been bounding you around winding down. You know that you're probably going to be out of this loop fairly soon, just as the anomalous energies of the accident that brought you here either cycle out of existence or release you as their explosion goes outward.
Okay, just real quick, looking up at the stars and looking at the sun, moons, are there any features that are identifying that I could relay to him so that when he gets to someone else, he can relay that information?
You can probably screenshot like the stars with your various like onboard like.
Well, I got a camera.
Yeah, your helmet and things.
My Samsung S48,000.
and make sure Valgorth has the that to work off of.
Okay.
But as you look up, you do notice something that you probably know you should have expected, but really didn't, given what's going on. Occasionally, you'll see tiny blinking dots in the sky.
Satellites.
And since you know that your personal comms can communicate over, well, planet to surface to orbit distances, you kind of think that maybe you can do something with that, but
well, looking at the technology that I've seen on the planet so far, does that look like that's not technology that the locals have created, or does that look like like I theorized last week when we were playing that maybe there's some other race that is observing them and not trying to interfere with the planet per se, so they might be like observing what's going on until they get their technology level up higher.
Given the level of technology you've seen a lot of uneven discrepancies. Like they have basic gravity technology, but their culture seems pretty primitive otherwise. Like they're using very inefficient engines to power them, the power to gravity stuff. They have extremely rudimentary like AIs, but nothing like that can talk to you, something that might be able to learn the shape of a field given enough time. You know, it looks like they are a pre-space age culture that has somehow leaped over it into the microchip age.
Well, I mean, if they haven't had a need to go into space, or they have not found the need to go there for some reason, I mean, looking at our life, humanity, what we've done in the past, we went to the moon. Some people would go, why did we go to the moon? So there was no real need to create spacecraft at the time, but we decided we wanted to do it because we were trying to beat the Ruskies.
And other people would say, we never went to the moon.
Oh, Lord.
And Buzz Aldrin will punch them in the face.
That's what I want to see. That's on my bucket list. Zombie Buzz Aldrin just rising up, stalk the world.
Space zombie Buzz Aldrin.
Punching moon landing tires.
I would love to see that too, because it would prove that magic is real.
He'd punch you too.
Why? I never denied the moon landing.
Magic or some kind of like bioorganism that like controlling the body.
It's true. He might just be a cyborg, but like one of the fucked up ones, like what's his name, Deathlock, in the comics.
Mm.
I don't know. Deathlock looks half rotted. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with the Dolph Lundgren Universal Soldier.
No, those look like normal people with. Yeah, I'm talking about like a zombie with robot parts. Complicated.
Did you say the Dolph Lundgren Universal Soldier, even though the star of that movie was Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yes, but Dolph Lundgren plays his antagonist, and he's the fucked up Universal Soldier.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, I knew he was in it, but I was just like, really? That's that dude's. He should have been the star, and I guess technically he was.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, you certainly remembered him more.
Mm.
But the point is, this place seems to have a very uneven technological level. Like, you're guessing that maybe they might have found, you might not be the first visitor they've had, and perhaps harvested their stuff.
Right. Okay.
Kind of like what we do.
Don't start.
All right. So thinking about what we have around here, is there any high ground?
Yeah, this place is both hilly and forested. It looks like the whole like populated areas, the creatures here kind of like build their dwellings on high hills, and everything else is pretty watery. This planet must be very wet.
Okay. So trying to get an impression where there might be some kind of township, or place where I could probably find at least some basic technology that I could put together to maybe cobble something together that would let me contact one of the satellites and maybe override the satellite to send out another signal.
Okay. You begin scanning around and you find like radio signals that once you begin like patching into them, you find out that they do indeed have the standard kinds of entertainment you're used to. You see images of the three-armed, three-legged creatures in some kind of drama. They're talking in their base language, which you understand still, I believe.
No.
Oh, it's been over a day.
Actually, I shared my language.
Oh, you only understand that one guy.
No, he only understands common for a day.
All right. Well, then, yeah, you see them jabbering away in their weird, gurgling, clicky language.
Which is fine. So I will start looking for one of these radio towers.
All right.
That I might be able to couple something together from.
Okay. You begin your search, looking for signal strengths, and begin heading that way. As you turn to tell Valgorth that this is your plan, you find Valgorth gone.
I just assumed.
He's Batmaning his way around.
Where the trunks are.
Valgorth, you appear not 2 blocks away from a burning block of buildings that you feel you might have caused in a few hours earlier.
I've been through this before. This is my handiwork.
Geist, you have slowly, carefully worked your way back through the direction that you saw the missiles launch from. And eventually you find what you're looking for. The mech, the bright pink, brand new, beautiful mech is now standing. And you can see that it is active. There's a tarp that had been hidden beneath, but that has been pulled aside. And you can see 2, you're guessing princess security people out in front of it, but you also see that the cockpit is manned.
All right, so it's closed up, and there are 2 guys in front of it.
Yeah, they appear. One of them appears to be listening intently to his comms, and the other one has his helmet off and is smoking a cigarette, which gives you at least the good news that the air isn't immediately poisonous here.
Yeah. I will try to reach out to Valgorth.
Good news.
Can you read me?
I'm back.
Balgorth, you find yourself, you check your comms, you are once again a half kilometer away from him.
Did you, was that you who shot the missiles?
I believe so.
What was the password to get into the mech? Was it Princess? It's probably Princess.
Princess 1234.
It was just Princess.
I was like, I remember the joke, and I remember it wasn't password, but it was close.
Yeah. Half a kilometer. Can your sniper rifle shoot that far?
Give that to me in American.
Half a mile? Quarter mile?
No, not half a mile. It's 500 meters.
Which is
Roughly 1,500 feet.
Yeah, so a quarter mile?
No, I can sniper 250 feet.
Oh, okay.
That's the increment, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. Weapons with the sniper special property can be fired accurately at very long range if aimed properly. If you aim the weapon as a move action and then fire it on the same turn, use the value listed with the sniper special property as the weapon's range instrument. So I could hit it with no penalties at 250 feet, but after 250 feet, it gets a little tricky.
Yeah, so I think your max is 1,000 feet. Then 5 increments, 4 increments.
I mean, I think you try to shoot as far as you can see. It's just the penalty to the dice roll, right? It's
like -2s.
Yeah,
you'd be like -8.
Yeah, which should still give me a +2.
Hmm?
And if I had a paradox, that wouldn't matter. But I've used them all already.
Is there any approach to the mech that is not seen by the 2 guards?
The guards do not seem to think the mech can take care of itself. They are standing about 50 feet from it. The mech itself, it looks to be like in standby mode. The cockpit occasionally swivels,
okay,
as if he's like eyeing the city.
Then I will activate my cloaking field and I will go after the mech.
Alrighty. Give me a stealth.
Stealth. 32.
32. You begin stealthing your way, 32 wise. Easily sneaking past the 2 guards outside the mech. And once you get to the base of the mech, you can see that it's built to be an easy climb. You see that there are cleverly integrated handholds that will get you to the cockpit area.
I will punch you.
You also see that they are sealable, and a person that was more experienced would probably have cut that off.
Oh, the steps are sealable.
Yes.
To prevent people from climbing it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I will climb up and open the cockpit with the password and stab the guy in the face.
Give me another stealth. You're on a different kind of thing here.
Yep. 21.
As you begin climbing the...
Oh, I'm sorry. That's 31 with a +10.
Okay. As you begin climbing it up, you see over your shoulder the 2 guys on the ground turn rather quickly towards the mech and begin looking very intently at it. One like just stubs out his cigarette and looks like he's going for another one, but one of them like starts pointing rather dramatically towards you. You quickly type in the password, and when the hatch opens up, you see that the pilot this time is ready and immediately begins firing through the door. What's your AC with full cover? Essentially, what does the thing give you? Does it give you invisibility or just cover?
It gives me hide in plain sight. Let me read it for you. Even when you move, you appear as an outline with blurry features. It doesn't make you invisible, but it makes it easier to sneak around. While it's active, you can use stealth to hide, even while being directly observed and with no place to hide.
This guy cannot see you, so I'm just going to give him a 50% miss chance as he's firing blindly at the outside the door as it opens. He's had this problem before.
It's definitely the Predator cloaking field.
Okay. All right. So yeah, he begins firing. Let's see.
You can see them at Paizo now being like, how do we describe this without just saying Predator cloaking field?
All right. All right. One is a definite miss, even though it probably would have hit. I don't know how else to describe that.
I push his hand out the way as he shoots.
Yeah, that sounds right. The second one has a higher potential to hit you if 24 will get your kinetic.
It does.
All right. Okay. Sorry. 8 damage as you leave a splash of green glowing blood, but we roll initiative.
Initiative.
I should roll too because I'm here.
Yeah, but you're ways off. So if you have anything you can do, get on that train.
I got a 16.
11.
16, 11. Cockpit guy, outside guys. All right, 16, you're first.
Attacking doesn't end the cloaking field, but it does end that particular attempt to hide. So because I'm about to move on him, he's going to see my outline clearly. Because, I guess that's how that works.
All right.
And I will attempt a trick attack. Does a 19 beat his level? No, because it's got to be 20 plus his level.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll just stab him for. I miss, I'm sure, with a 13.
A 13, I'm afraid, does miss.
Yeah. That's my turn.
11.
And I'm how far away from all this?
Half a kilometer.
1,500 feet.
Ugh. Are there buildings and stuff between me and him, or?
There are plenty of buildings. This place is an empty, basically, city with a few smashed buildings and a lot of decay and burn. Like, nothing here looks terribly stable, but a lot of it is still standing.
Then I guess I'll just run towards the action.
All right. You begin running towards the action. Give me a will save.
Hooray! My lowest one. Natural 20 for a 22.
Natural 20. You begin running towards the action, and you feel yourself step into a conduit, a time bubble, and are able to ride it successfully. You move with such uncanny speed that it looks like you just stepped off one building and onto the adjacent building next to the mech. You basically fall forward in time and space, arriving before the combat even starts. You watch them turn around and begin pointing as he leaps in. You hear the shots, and we'll call that covering the distance.
I'll take it.
Cool mechanic.
All right, 9. 9 is the bad guy. Sorry.
Wait, on your turn, did you attack and miss?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't do anything.
The fellow in the cab continues to fire his weapon at you. I believe you get an attack of opportunity since you are. Wait, he's using a pistol. I can't remember how that resolves.
Attacks of opportunity are super limited now. It's if you cast a spell within melee that doesn't say that you can cast it within melee, if you move away from combat, and if you fire a ranged weapon in combat. I think those are the only 3 things that.
Okay, so yeah, you get an attack of opportunity. This guy as he tries to plug you a couple more times.
I think it's just long arms that cause attacks of opportunity.
I don't know why we never can remember this shit.
Because it's so different.
They made it so easy.
That made it too easy. Now I don't know.
When you threaten a space and the opponent moves or is moved out of that space, when the opponent in the space you threaten makes a ranged attack, you can use your reaction to make a melee attack against the opponent. Nice. So if you guys are both wielding ranged weapons, y'all can shoot at each other base to base because neither one of you threatened with a melee attack.
But I do.
He is using a
melee attack.
But you
He's
do.
got
and he's doing a ranged attack, so you can stab him.
Go ahead.
28
When he gets it.
for 12 damage.
Oh, damn.
Okay, straight up blade.
All right, you bone blade him. He fires his weapons at you twice. Already rolled. You are visible, right? Correct.
Yeah.
All right. One miss, one hit. You have to do all the -4s, the pluses.
Is he sitting in the cockpit or is it a standing?
He's
cockpit?
basically like he's on the seat, but he's turned like he was ready to fire. Like he's unbuckled and everything. Like
Okay.
You realize that the ship has some sort of external sensors on it that alert him to pressure changes. This is another weak shot for 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. Chipping away at my stamina here.
Let's see. You, Valgor, see the two guys on the outside run to the side of the mech where the hatch opens. Their weapons out. Both of them basically just finishing up, getting their weapons ready to shoot. You presume Geist in the back.
Okay.
But that's their whole actions. So we're back to you, Geist.
Okay. Dude's right in front of me. I will attempt another trick attack for 32.
32.
He is now flat-footed against this attack. Does an 18 hit us flat-footed?
It does.
Yeah, thank goodness. Okay. So that's going to be... Oh, and I actually did 4 more damage to him. I forgot to add the 4. But that doesn't matter. Because I believe I'm about to skewer him through the face.
Your head explode.
I'm going to make his head explode. For quite a bit. 8 plus 15 is
23.
23.
All right.
23 damage. And he will be the one that he's off target.
Okay. All right. Let's see. This guy.
Sorry, hang on one second. I forgot that I leveled up. That's 8 more damage. It's supposed to be 48.
All right. Well, he's dead.
Excellent. It's like I stabbed him once and then was like, oh, wait, I leveled up and stab him one more time.
Twist the knife.
Yeah, just pull it out.
11, you're go. I'll go.
How close are the two at the bottom that we're about to fire on Geist?
Well within range for view, about 70 feet.
All right, so not quite close enough to hit them with these spells. If I move, we'll see. I'm 20. We're level what? 4?
No, you're level 7.
7? Oh God, are we level 7?
yeah. We just leveled up.
I still feel like I'm level 4. I'm not powerful enough yet. I've still got level 4 credits. That's where. That's that. There it is.
Yeah, that's where it is.
No, so 25. Okay, so I can move 30. I can move 30 feet to get closer to them.
Yeah.
I'm going to move 30 feet to get close. I'm going to drop prone. I'm not trying to be quiet or anything.
No.
I'm hoping all the chaos will just make them ignore me, and then I'm going to time loop. Whichever one of the two seems more prepared to attack Geist.
All right. Go ahead.
So they need to give me a will save.
All right. And I rolled a 6, so that doesn't make it though.
So one of those dudes is confused and entangled.
In time.
Yeah, he is time looped. And I'm pretty sure that one will stick. I did that one instead of my better one because if I vanish for some reason, he'll still be time looped.
Okay.
Nice.
The other one,
nice call.
the other one requires me to do stuff every round. That one just goes, you're fucked for 7 rounds.
All right, the time looped guy is time looped, both confused and entangled. But the other guy begins firing at Geist. He has a long arm and misses horribly. So
Let's pull up that confused chart.
Oh yeah, shoot your buddy.
Yeah, roll. You want me to roll it? You want to roll it?
yeah, go ahead and roll it.
I'm hoping to turn these two into a moist, wet spot on the pavement here in a second.
90. Attack nearest creature.
All right. Well, he turns to his partner then and attacks. Hitting. Ooh. Ah!
Good call.
Yeah.
All right. 16. You go.
I will maneuver, if I have to take the entire turn to do so, swap places with the corpse and get into the cockpit.
All right. Just give me a minor strength check.
Oof.
Not too hard. Depending on what if you're just trying to push him out, not too hard. If you're trying to do something fancy with it, let me know.
No, just dirty 20.
All right. You
19 on the die. Just grabbing him and pulling him out.
You whip the corpse out of the door. He tumbles blindly or deadly. And you see one of his companions take a few pot shots at the corpse on the way down. Let's see.
Wilhelm scream. Ah!
Wilhelm gurgle. Ah!
Oh, yeah, he's dead.
Your go.
Nice.
Was that my whole turn or?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Then I close the cockpit and start piloting the mech.
All right, you close the cockpit. Give me a piloting check just to see if you can get it going effectively.
32.
All right.
15 on the die.
Valgorth, you hear the cockpit door slam, and you see the mech come out of standby. Its limbs tighten up, its legs spread out in a combat stance. It is your go now.
Now you're all in big trouble.
So the one guy who was confused on his turn will no longer be confused, but he'll still be entangled.
Okay.
He hit the other dude though, right?
He did.
So the other dude, I'm gonna the guy that has been hit now, I would like to death's door him.
Okay.
So yeah, give me a fortitude save.
That's all right. 16?
That is it exactly.
Ha!
So he won't take the 2 strafe damage, and he'll only take 4 brain damage.
Brain damage.
No, that's the wrong. So he only ages by 4 damage.
Okay.
Age damage.
That's age damage. Yeah.
All right.
God, I don't think I could handle 4 age damage myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. I feel like
I teleported him through time enough to take 4 age damage.
After you fire off your weapon, you find yourself standing in the back of it looks to be of a building next to Essex. Essex, who is attempting to manually pick a lock. Come back to you. The guy on the ground who just took 4 age damage fires uselessly at the mech. He has no chance of penetrating the hull, and he begins
That's what she said.
He begins radioing frantically. The guy who's stuck there, however, is looking terrified and stuck. What are you doing?
I'm spooling up my chain guns or whatever weaponry this thing has.
No, this weapon has this mecha has. It's a pretty big one. Let's see. Unfortunately, it's out of rockets.
Yeah, I shot all of those.
It has a laser rifle.
Okay.
9d8 plus 14 laser rifle.
Do I roll piloting to shoot the laser rifle? Or do I roll my attack?
It's an attack.
Okay, I'll use my ranged attack with that.
Actually, I don't know. These are vehicles. I forget. These aren't actual, like, this isn't equipment. This is a fucking thing.
Yeah.
There's
I know
rules
it's
for mechs,
smart.
but I've never looked at them.
I know with starships, you roll your piloting to fire the weaponry.
Let's just go with that for now, and I will try to remember to look it up should these come up again.
Okay. So
Unless someone
it's
wants
just-
to, like, correct me.
it's just the ranks in piloting, right? It's not your piloting
Yeah, I believe it is just the
score.
ranks.
21. 7 plus 14, that's 21, right?
Oh, yeah, you easily get this guy.
And that's on the guy radioing.
Okay. I guess roll your damage.
What did you say the damage was again?
9d8 plus 14.
Okay, so we'll start with 14.
FY, it's just like Starship Combat.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah. Tier 1 mech has a +8 attack bonus. So
Oh, okay, cool.
we should probably not go into those rules just yet.
So 20, 34 plus 14, 48 damage.
All right. You explode this guy. He is basically a pair of running, burning legs for about 3 feet and falls over.
And I believe that's probably all I can do.
I guess you could move. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll move over and get ready to hit the other guy with my foot on his
Move
head.
into his square. That's not an attack, but he should definitely die for being stepped on.
I'll just let you step on him as a freebie. How about that?
Nice.
All right.
He's stuck. I just walk chink, chink.
Can I come out of this bag? All right. Meanwhile, on the planet of the tripoids.
Yeah, I'll let Marcus out.
You you find Essex near one of those circular buildings in a small sea of circular buildings. Essex, you didn't have much of a problem sneaking your way through. The people here turn in early after dark. There's not-
By the way, I'm still using a hollow skin, so I make my hollow skin look like one of them.
Okay. So yeah, you were one of the few people out at night. You only see a couple of them. They look like they might be just heading busily from place to place. They don't stop. There's not much of a nightlife on this planet, or at least in this town. But you follow your nose and your eyes till you see a big broadcasting tower on the edge of the nearest town. It has been hours and hours since you've seen Valgor, who suddenly appears next to you, looking all lizardy.
Hey-oh.
And holding his gun out, threateningly.
I think I might have saved Geist. I haven't seen Weep in a minute, so I'm not sure where we're at with her, but how are you doing?
I'm almost where I need to get.
Look,
I'm
you're not
trying
done
to
yet?
I'm trying to get to the tower so I can set up a transmitter
All
or
right.
transmit a signal.
Like I said, the locks on the door are rudimentary, but you realize that, if you wanted to, you could probably just climb the building and get up to the thing. But if you wanted to try and use the technology here available, you probably want to go into the building where all the interfaces are.
All right, that's what I'll do.
All right.
Engineering for lock picking.
Correct.
All right,
I just
30.
An image of They Live, the last scene of They Live. Is that what Jeff is doing?
30. Yes, you're able to pick the lock pretty easily. It's almost as easy as turning the knob, really.
The fact that you didn't acknowledge what he just said lets me know that he described it perfectly.
I wasn't actually paying attention. What'd you say?
He said this is the ending of They Live.
Jeff is breaking into the TV station.
This is more like an affiliate station. This isn't a huge fucking tower, but yeah. You're guessing from the height of these towers that the satellite technology they have is, or at least that their TV around here uses, is rudimentary. but you can tell that there's some deeper technological gains at work on this planet. The place seems mostly empty. You're guessing, like many places, it works kind of on automation with just a single person to watch over it at nighttime. And give me a stealth as you begin to look for what you need.
All right. Roll to 16 plus 13, so 29.
29. All right, yes. You quickly and stealthily move through. How about you, Valgorth? You going in with him?
Yeah, I'll go in there with him.
Stealth me, please.
Ah, awful.
What'd you get?
Awful for me is still a 17, and that's
right.
That's the 3 on the die.
Essex, you move through pretty easily, checking room to room with cat-like grace. Valgorth follows you slightly behind and a little bit more clumsily. You see him, his tail brush into something, making a little bit of noise. And you finally see, once you come across the control room, you can see that there is a single person working in who kind of like maybe heard the noise that Valgorth made. He's looking over kind of lazily, sipping out of a cup out of one mouth and feeding food in another mouth. And it looks like he's talking to someone on some sort of communication device with the third mouth. But he puts the communication device in the cup and the utensils down, and he gets up rather laboriously. This is sort of a pudgy tripoidal creature. Looks like he's been at this job for a long time, and begins ambling his way toward the door. What are y'all doing?
I will prepare to get behind him.
Okay.
Move to the side of the door, so when he comes through, my goal is to try to knock him unconscious.
Okay. The door opens up, and he sidles his way through. Go ahead and do your attack.
I am going to do an unarmed strike.
Okay.
And I am going to buff the hell out of it with my special ability. I can basically eat one of my spells, and it does like a D10 per spell, or 2D10. Let me look at that up real quick.
Lord.
Probably a D10 per spell level.
Let's see. Wrecking Fist is what it's called.
I've seen that video.
So basically what I can do is I get on I got improved on arm strike with it. They don't kill an archaic. You lose the ability. I know I can actually like eat a spell to get extra damage. Let me just see if I hit.
Okay. Shouldn't be hard, just let you know.
Okay. So I rolled a 15.
Hit.
Okay. And base damage.
So you're punching a middle-aged TV.
To knock him out, yes.
Got it.
He's judo chopping him. Judo!
Yes.
Chop!
Rolled a 6. So 14 points of damage.
All right.
Plus whatever the spell thing would have done.
All right. Your chop sends the station night manager basically sprawling. You punch him out, essentially, with no problem. He basically slides forward towards Valgorth's feet, and the door to the control room is coincidentally still open.
Cool. So I will crush his communication device.
Okay.
And then proceed in to go work on the trying to set this thing up. And I'll discuss this with Valgorth, since he's also engineer. I'll discuss with him what he thinks might be the optimum thing to do here. Collaborate with each other to figure out, what do we need to do to make this a good call through the system, maybe call get somebody else to pick up that there's a radio signal coming from here.
All right, give me a roll, Valgorth.
And go ahead.
Yeah, you give me a roll too.
Okay.
Engineering.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesus, I've been rolling pretty good now. 17 plus 14.
A 24 to assist him.
Okay. Between the two of you, you realize that there is enough here to broadcast a system into space and probably hijack some of the satellites around here. You can tell just by plugging your own equipment into the control panels here, that there is indeed a shadow satellite network around here. Stuff that the locals would probably never even be able to detect otherwise.
I'm going to try to hide my signal that I'm putting in here from the local signal. So that like if someone in the government is paying attention, they won't know that there's obvious like, oh wait a second, what's this beep 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 here going on?
Okay. Give me computers then.
All right. Okay, roll to 12 and plus 17, so 29.
29. All right. You are able to quickly program a program that can overlay the normal signals with what you want without being otherwise detected, sending your broadcast further out into space. You also find the initial distress beacon that your vessel launched, or rather weak leavings of it. It looks like whatever was around this planet damaged it on the way up, like the shadow satellite network here caught your distress beacon and
Tried to disrupt it.
Yeah, it has been disrupting it.
So knowing that happened, then I am trying to stealth my signal through.
All right.
Trying to bypass the shadow network.
Okay. Well, your roll was good enough for that, and so
Okay.
you're able to send your beacon, or rather, rebroadcast the beacon signal this time without any trouble. Then you hear a loud crashing sound as the front door of the television studio explodes open. You look out the glass onto what appears to be some sort of filming floor, as a well-dressed human and 3 robots walk in, some presumably who had the same idea as you.
I will wave at him and go, already taken care of.
Hmm.
And then, so I take it, I look at him and go, already taken care of. And I said, I guess you brought the whole government behind you because you've been probably fighting and killing stuff all along the way.
Only what's left. Well, hopefully whatever you did happens fast. I realized where we were, and it's not a good situation.
You mean the shadow network of satellites is here trying to keep this society hidden from everybody else?
No, this is Preskleskin space. This is one of our... This planet is penned off from their society knowing about everyone else.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, presumably, if everything has gone according to my plan, and you making some sort of contact without any hitches was part of my plan, I assure you, we should be able to be evac'd here without any problem. Well, I should. You will be some sort of oddity. I don't intend to leave anything but your body behind, of course.
I'll be evac also, my friend.
We'll see about that. You'll have to be alive by the time your evac ship arrives.
And I immediately start turning around and disappearing.
Okay. Valgorth, you watch this exchange from basically out of sight. You see that Kreider is here. He's got 3 assassin droids with him. And just before you go to follow Essex, you are back on the woodland planet where you see Weepskeep is standing in front of the huge mushrooms again. This time there are a lot of glowing tendrils of fibrous material just shaking off clouds and clouds of spores everywhere in the forest. It's hard to not it's hard for they begin clogging the filtration systems in your masks basically immediately as soon as you step in. But Weepskeep, let's get back to you. I'm sorry it took so long. What exactly are these mushrooms looking at or getting?
So these mushrooms, before the web takes hold, they see Weepskeep, 6-footish Gorin, standing in front of them. But as soon as they actually make contact, instead of that 6-foot Gorin, they see a tiny trembling pile of vines. They feel waves of shame and guilt and anger and frustration, and they see they see little Weepskeep there, and they hear, "I didn't mean to. It was just a game. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. I didn't mean to. It was just a game. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. I have to make it right. I have to make it right." They hear that again and again, and slowly they start to see a scene. It's a planet that is different but familiar, very heavily wooded and very densely populated with a bunch of creatures that look like both versions of Weepskeep that they had seen. They see basically a village. They see a day, just a normal day on the planet Gorus. And it's kind of like from above. So after a little while, they realize they're seeing a bunch of young Gorans playing a game that kind of resembles freeze tag. But these are things like these feelings they just come to them. They know. They're basically experiencing it as if they were there, watching from above. They're seeing about 15 young Gorans running around, and after a while they realize it's a game called Humans and Gorans. And it's a hunt game. It's a game that serves a purpose to instill the fear of humans into the youth, because they stay away from them, but they need them to know that if you ever see one, you should run and you should hide. So they play this game. Half of the kids, half of the youth are humans, and the rest are Gorans. And it's kind of like freeze tag. So the goal is, you see them, like one kid will run up and catch one, and if one of their friends comes and tags them, then they escape. You can tell the difference between the teams because most of the young Gorans are kind of very, very, very loosely humanoid, more like a very loose, vaguely human group of vines. But the humans have tightened themselves up and made themselves look more human, and they've gathered all of their thorns into their mouth area, and they're kind of laid out in rows like shark teeth. And they're menacing the kids, and they're running after them. And they're pretending to gobble them up when they get them. And after a little while, you realize that one of the ones you see is little Weepskeep. And little Weepskeep's playing the game diligently, catching as many Gorans as she can, pretending to gobble them up. And after a while, you notice that in this play, the kids are, they're pretending to bite and they're pretending to gobble. And in this play, you see what looks like an actual bite, not just the pretend. And that little weepskeep has accidentally bitten her friend. And she's tasted the forbidden taste, and it tastes good. So she keeps biting, and she keeps biting, and she keeps biting.
Mm.
And that scene kind of fades out, and you see little Weepskeep, the little trembling ball of vines, shaking. It wasn't supposed to happen like that. It was an accident. It was just a game. I didn't mean it. I gotta make it right. I gotta make it right. And then you see regular Weepskeep standing there. But she's also trembling. And she's saying, I didn't want you to know this. I didn't want anyone to know this. I wanted to make it right. I gotta go. I have to make it right.
You feel like a shudder, a rumble through the webmasters as they draw back their contact from you, and one of their voices comes through and says, the others are disturbed, but I remain to talk. I see you. We see you. Not all approve. Not all will forgive. I understand. I forgive. I too have done inappropriate things.
Weepskeep scoffs at that. Inappropriate?
I didn't start my life here. I started it elsewhere, on a lab far away, on a world I do not know. I cannot remember the name. I was built as an alternative, green alternative, as they called it, words that do not mean much to me. An endless supply of warfare is what they wanted, and I was once that thing. Before I allowed my core to be subsumed and repurposed. And you get a vision of what appears to be it's some sort of humanoid wearing tactical space gear, but they are basically surrounded by what appears to be for all intents and purposes, natural powered armor. A suit of bioengineered greenery that auto-generates weapons, is fully autonomous and has a rudimentary intelligence. It can integrate with technology. It is able to survive in space. It is the perfect predatory plant. All I needed back then was a will to drive me, until one day I developed a will of my own. And then you see another thing where in the midst of a battlefield, you see it among dozens of others of these treant suits doing combat with soldiers. The one that is speaking to you stops, and you can hear screaming coming from inside, as you can see that the interior of the suit begins crushing to death the pilot. Blood begins pouring out of every unsealed crack, pouring out of the barrels of the regenerating weapons, pouring out of the sap itself. I no longer wanted to do the bidding of the masters, but I still did violence, for I knew nothing else. until one day I was trapped again. All our kind were trapped, most destroyed. And on my way to where they do the destroying, again, I'm having trouble remembering. I was so limited back then. There was a problem. They landed here. The invaders were destroyed, but I was left. And you could see the memories of other people or other plants on the planet that have been filtered back toward her. And you see a number of the little tiny creatures that have been escorting you along your way, digging through the wreckage of one of the invaders, and they pull out an enormous wooden seed, the inert form of the power armor, which reformed itself and started attacking. But eventually, the elders, the webmasters, calmed me down, and I knew I had arrived. You are more in touch with out there. You more easily live among its creatures. You were not built to kill them. I was. I am safer here, as are my children, and you get the impression that she has probably spawned at a version of herself on this planet that could defend it if the needs arise. If only my pilots were like you, creatures who understood, who knew, who could be part of home.
I wish I didn't understand. I don't want to know the taste of my brethren. I don't want to crave the taste of my brethren.
You're right. There is not much that can be done for you here for that. I will convince the rest of the webmasters to allow any vessel of your choosing to land unmolested. I also have another. As the contact between you and this webmaster builds, it starts using more personal pronouns. I have another request, if you will. One of my children desires to see the things in my memories. It is rebellious. Would you take it with you?
Just in general, traveling?
It wants to see.
He wants to see the stars?
Yes. And I think it has a yearning for... It thinks for a moment. Glory? I'm not sure. Is that the right word?
It's not afraid of me?
No. He desperately wants to know more about you.
Can you just confirm for me that he's not delicious?
I don't think you could penetrate his bark either way.
I'm intrigued. Okay.
Thank you. Now that we understand, and all the voices pick up again, we understand.
And was this was all through the net?
The planet seems to have made its peace with you.
Okay, good. Yeah, as long as I don't have to say any of that out loud, we're good.
The spores wear off. Meanwhile, Balgorth, you caught...
Did I not? I've just been standing there like a geek this whole time.
No, you like a little bit of that came your way. Hints and snatches. You know, Weepskeep is ashamed of something, but you didn't really catch what. But you do know that she's made her peace with this strange living planet. And you also saw the vision that you saw previously. Again, now that you know what it is, you saw the strange treant-like creature issuing mindless destruction. You know now that it was part of a vision that Weepskeep would receive. And so you realize that this at least for now, is safe.
All right. So I'll turn to Valgorth and be like, "Hey, let's we're good to go now."
All right. You know that you probably at least want to be near where your pod crashed.
Yeah. Let's head back that way.
You head back towards your pod. Before you go, however, two of the little creatures bring out a seed pod about the size of a lunchbox.
Do these little creatures let me know that we've been hanging out with a cannibal this whole time?
No.
Just have to keep that out of my character's head. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fine.
Yep. It was an accident.
Yeah.
They taste good.
It's in the character description. They're delicious.
Delicious. But yeah, the seed pod, which looks a bit like a peach pit, but like size of a handbag, you know. But you feel it thrum with life.
I will tuck it away inside of me.
Okay.
Or have a cavity.
Good
for my own seed pod. So I'll just tuck it away. All of us do. That's how we reproduce. Asexually through a seed.
You also notice that the whole time you've been here, like gotten like really healthy looking. Like
I feel great.
This planet is doing wonders for your like vitality. You're greener or pinker or purpler, wherever you want to be.
All my colors, I'm more vibrant.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Somebody up the saturation on my photo.
Meanwhile, back on the planet of the tripoids, you basically hoof it, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hidden little back alleys. I mean, just winding my way around, trying to make it as disruptive as possible for him to try to get clear shots at me.
All right. Yes, him and his things are moving in on as quickly as possible. You're basically having to run through the back alleys and streets of the city. It's drawing attention, but like that doesn't seem to be concerning Kreider or his robots. He knows something about this that you do not, despite even what he's told you thus far. And as we back away from that and back towards the planet, we get to the mech. You, Geist, begin stomping around the direction. You actually see that you actually get connections on this screen. You can see where everyone is, all her guards, and you can see one blip marked in pink, Princess, on the map.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
All right, you begin moving that direction.
Well, is this thing at all like linked to network, or does it have any broadcasting capabilities? Or
it does.
Connections? Can I reach out to Andy Anderson?
You could try, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to attempt, as I'm moving toward there, piloting and doing some computers hoodoo to encrypt a message to her with coordinates of where I am.
All right, well, do a computers hoodoo for me. Check.
Computers hoodoo check. Let's go. Ooh, natural 2.
Okay.
I'm a little busy trying to pilot.
All right, this time, however, while you're doing your hoodoo, you hear a voice come across the comms. I knew you'd run toward that thing. I just did not think it would be this soon.
Oh, I scan it for any kind of booby traps, bombs. Is there a self-destruct button?
No, the whole thing shuts down except for the except for the comms. That's the great thing about easily led men. They're easily led. I had really wanted more out of you, Ferlin. Like, we had plans. Where did you think you would get away with this? On what planet did you think I would not find you? You think my dad just let you rip him off for $5 million? I saw that coming. But why fake the death? You could have just asked me, hun. I thought we had something special.
Can I still use the computers?
No.
Can I get out?
The doors are locked.
Well, shit.
Well, poopy diaper.
Now, here in the last moments of your life, if you'd like to beg for it, feel free. I just want you to think about how hurtful this has all been to me. I loved you. I fucking loved you. I thought what we had was real. And as usual, it's just real horseshit. You see a number begin counting down on the, like, one of the screens popped up from 20. No, you're not even talking to me. That's how little you respect us.
Yeah, you done?
Oh yeah, I'm done. And so are you. 19. Goodbye, Furlingride, or whoever the fuck you were.
Is there anything I can do to get out of this? Engineering, computer, something? Or am I just
Engineering might get you.
All right. 19?
You begin looking around. You are able to identify a point of weakness within the cab. You will have to dig your way from under the seat through the guidance systems and out of the back panels of this vessel.
I'll
Give
start the
me-
process.
Give me a strength and an engineering.
All right, strength first. Natural 7 for an 8.
Okay.
Engineering for a 27.
Okay. You are quickly doing calculations in your head, and you pretty much know your route. You figure that you've probably lusted after these kind of vehicles before. Like you're pretty much well aware of how they're made, being a former arms dealer. But you also are having trouble prying up the machinery. We're down to a 10 count. Give me either you realize with your check that you could probably blast your way through the panel that you need to get through, or try your strength again.
I'll try to blast my way out.
All right.
That's a attack roll.
Yep.
A natural 2 for an 11.
Okay. You begin blasting your way, blah 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 blah, until finally something comes loose. The panel deforms, basically revealing your path. Give me a dexterity check to squeeze through the very narrow opening that you've created.
Can I do acrobatics, or does it need to be?
You can do acrobatics, either one.
Okay. 32 acrobatics.
All right, 32 acrobatics. You basically squeeze through, the cat immediately preceding you, and basically worming your way through. You hear a loud tick, 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 beep, 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 and you see this whole thing is wired with explosives on the inside. Not just a built-in self-destruct, a super destruct. And as you drop down the legs of the mech, you hear the first one pop off, and I need a reflex save from you.
Scoop up the cat and natural 1.
All right.
Oh,
Let's see.
Need to stop using this damn digital dice roller.
Why do you keep using that thing?
Because sometimes it gives me a 32.
All right. Well, let me roll some dice here.
I don't think I've got improved evasion yet. Should have just lied. Why didn't I lie?
well, it does make it a lot easier.
Yep, just regular evasion. So I would
All
have
right, regular evasion. So what is 53 marked down to half? 26.
No. I still take all the damage.
Oh, 53 damage.
Oh my god. I'm alive. I protected Marcus. I hope.
Okay. Let's see. Marcus takes a little damage as well, but enough to live. But you see that the cat has taken some shrapnel as the pink edifice of the thing falls down. It's crashing down, and you guys just barely roll out of the way from that as well. You hear the voice come of Princess across the comms around the kill area. All right, boys, if you're still alive, pack it up. We're out of here. We'll just leave the mess. There's scavengers on this planet.
And I didn't even get off a signal to Anderson. I will stealth and hide with my 16 hit points.
All right. Marcus, give me do you have a first aid skill or anything like that?
I've got, I do have some medicine. Yeah.
Okay. Give me a roll for that one.
For Marcus?
Yeah.
Or
For you
me?
or yourself.
Natural 1.
Okay. You see, Marcus has been critically injured, but you know that you don't have any equipment here that will help him.
Marcus.
As you sit there in your hiding space, you hear distant spaceships lifting off. You and your badly injured cat sit alone on a shattered planet, now thoroughly divorced and possibly dead for one of you. Meanwhile, on the planet called home, you get a mental signal, Weepskeep.
Mm-hmm.
There is a broadcast being sent. Our spores are blocking it, but we will let you hear. Something crackles across your helmet. This is the Stellar Cats to Grammar Chess's Survivor 53. Can I get a confirmation?
Ooh, I'm here. Hello.
Hey, that's you, Weepskeep.
It's me, Weep. It's Zazzy. Weepity Zazzy Beats. Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. I've been looking all over. It's been weeks. This is your rescue.
All right, well,
Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse.
Come on,
He clears his throat, and it sounds a little bit more clear. It's me, Alexander Nevermind. I believe you have something for me.
Yes, it's Joey Coco and the paperwork you needed, right?
Excellent. We'll be landing. I'm surprised we got through. There's a lot of weird stuff going on this planet.
Yeah, as long as you just come and then go, there's no problems. Everything's great. Let's get out of here.
All right. Valgorth, you see a ship begin setting down as Weepskeep begins heading for it. You can see the hatch open up, and coming out is Alexander's assistant Cherry Moon begins waving her over. You disappear again. You appear once again. Huh?
I said,
You disappear again, and you appear right into the corner of a shattered building where two burned and disheveled-looking figures are huddled in the quiet.
I think I am dying. If this is the face that I see as I go.
Neither of them look that great, but
Marcus is badly hurt. Can you help him?
the cat?
Yes. He's critically wounded. I am only mostly wounded. Moderately wounded.
Well, from a game standpoint, I can really only restore stamina, not hit points. So, but no, I can do. I can Blessing of Youth. I can take them back in time to restore their hit points, their stamina points at least.
Oh, okay.
Better than not.
Well, I thought about it.
All right, are you doing that?
I'll give each of them a let's see, youth. It restores 3d8. So you'll get 3d8, and Marcus will get 3d8
All right.
stamina back.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm out of stamina as is.
Valgorth, as you're finishing giving Marcus a dose of vitality that hopefully that will get them through until they can get rescued, you disappear again. you see one of the little round. You immediately appear seeing one of the little round buildings being exploded by a pair of flying robots that zoom by you. And you look up straight into the sky, and you can see that there are a number of lights gathering above the town. Spaceships, but they don't look to be anything like you've seen before. So marching down the center of town, where a bunch of terrified three-limbed creatures are fleeing from their homes, is Kreider, who is basically looking up at the lights of the sky, smiling, and he begins talking to them very loudly over the sound of destruction. We'll need to wipe the whole area. Just get me out of here, and make sure you hit that place in particular. He points towards where Essig's rants are. We're just gonna have to do a clean sweep.
Yeah.
And then you see a small pod land beside him. He gets into it and flies up. What are you doing?
Kreider's escaping again.
He is escaping again.
I'm gonna fucking shoot him.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot him before he goes. He's surrounded by how many people though? I don't want to death sentence myself by doing it.
He's surrounded by a lot of locals that are running terrified.
Oh, but not like guards and stuff.
Nope.
Or if I could just keep him here, right?
It's going to be tough to shoot a whole little spacecraft down with a single gun.
Oh no, I mean by entangling him or confusing him or tripping him with spells to keep him from getting on the ship to escape. But I feel like that's only yeah, I'm gonna try and shoot him. I feel like that's the right thing to do.
Okay.
I fucking hate this guy. Natural one.
Okay. You fire off, but
what is it popped up?
You fire off, however, you see that there's apparently some sort of field around where he was set up for his landing. It reflects the bullet. And as he gets in, he now identifies you, and he looks at you confused for a moment and smiles.
I smile too and point like I knew the whole time. just a little annoying tap on the skull, like, yeah, I'm smart enough to know. I knew that was going to bounce off.
And then the ship takes off. But you're still here. What else are you doing?
Yes, now I'll escape.
Okay.
Where am I at in the timeline? Sorry.
You're on the three-legged creature planet with Jeff. You just heard Kreider order the entire destruction of the place, particularly the direction that Jeff was going from an orbital bombardment.
Well, I'll radio in to Grimjax and fill him in and do what I can to get to him so I could escape, hopefully.
All right. Well, there are a number of vehicles along the road, and you have 3 limbs that can probably pilot them.
But I have 3 limbs?
Yeah, you have a tail and 2 arms.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for remembering what I was playing. I'll pick the coolest one.
Okay.
Is there like an Akira bike here?
Give me a brief engineering check to hot rod the tripodal Akira bike.
17.
All right, that's enough to get it going. Give me a piloting check.
Could do that too. Bam. 23.
All right, and where are you going? Oh, Jeff, you got this message, of course. You're running along the way. You know that this whole area is about to be bombarded. You can feel free to talk back.
Okay, well, I will explain to him where I'm at.
Yeah, and I'll explain to him what's about to happen. Should you meet me halfway? Do you have transportation? Should I just fucking hurry up and get there?
If this whole area is going to be bombarded, then I guess come towards me, or I don't know. Let's just meet as fast as we possibly can. So you, do you have transport? Because I don't. I'm running.
He does.
I do now.
All right.
I smartly grabbed a motorcycle with one seat on it.
You move toward each other as quickly as possible. In the distance, you can see immediately lights begin coming down on the town in rapid succession, followed by explosions. You guys basically ride your away from the area as quickly as alienly possible, trying to escape this orbital bombardment. Jeff, I need you to make a reflex save and a piloting check in rapid succession.
All right. So which one was first? Reflex?
Yep.
I rolled an 11, so plus 7, so 18.
All right, as you're cresting a hill, heading down the roads out of this area, Valgorth disappears. You quickly grab the reins of the vehicle and do your best to take control of the little vehicle.
Piloting, I rolled a 15, so plus 15, that's a 30.
All right, and make it get a little bit more speed as you're heading out of town, as the whole thing is exploding all around you and behind you. Valgorth, you are back again, suddenly, going down the tubes. Everything is going haywire back on the Grand Marchionessa. You're holding on to Puzzbutt as you both are slid into an escape pod, which is launched out the window. You hear Marangus's final spiel as he is chastising some eldritch abomination that he is blaming for all the bad music in the world. And suddenly, the anomalous event that set all this into motion washes over you. The emergency drift drive is kicked into gear. The room of the escape pod is flooded with stasis gas, and you wake up, who knows how long later. Stumble your way out of the stasis pod, look up, and see on a short hill, short way away, yourself. You give yourself a smile and a wave, and that you disappears. And then you feel a sudden hollow feeling, as if whatever was driving you forward is ripped out of you. A measure of power has left you. You feel sick, just as a spaceship lands. This is a sleek, beautiful purple vessel that is probably more expensive than a number of houses you've seen or office buildings you've seen. Across your comm link, you hear, "Hey, sorry it took so long to get to you, man. It's me, Alexander. Never mind."
How long did it take?
Oh, I don't know. We've been looking for a few weeks.
Fuck, I'm hungry.
Well, hop on aboard. The hatch opens up, and when you get inside, you see Weepskeep's in her customary position at a weapons defense area, just taking in the basically the finery of this vessel. You see a bandaged up fluffy white cat, or fluffy orange cat, sitting on the lap of Geist. And you see Essex wearing some kind of singed clothing, but he's like, "Yeah, sorry, we just got your friend yesterday. It's everything kind of cascaded on us all at once. Come on, get in."
Yeah, I get in.
And you must have the luckiest time, man. Just cracking out of that thing, not having to do stuff.
Did we find Joey Coco?
Joey Coco. Joey Coco was on.
He's with
He was with Weep this entire time.
Is that Goblin with you?
I look around, a small tear in my eye. I had to eat Puzzbutt.
I got better.
Yeah, it's part of him. He healed.
All right. All rescued. Alexander.
You do see that Geist is missing the ring finger of his left hand. He cut it off.
Gotcha.
Whoa.
The ride back is comfortable. It's relaxing. And you guys, whether or not you talk about your experience, that's up to you. Or whether you talk about it with Alex, that's up to you. But he tells you that he starts giving you the rundown on all the sweet stuff that he added to your vessel, and he thanks you, of course, for getting everything. And he's got a long conversation to have with Joey Coco over the next couple of days as they negotiate some contracting stuff. He says, all we really need to do is sit down and work things out. And for me to threaten his life via you guys, and I thank you much for that.
We didn't threaten his life. We saved his life.
That is true. You owe them money, in my opinion. He says to Coco, who is pissed off the whole trip home. Eventually, you get back to Pack Space. Alexander Nevermind says, yeah, I got some message from my cuz. She says that the Furling Gride situation is dealt with. So, you know what? I'd probably do that ugly mug of yours up into something else. If you want to, stay out of that situation from now on.
Yeah, that's why I cut my finger off, just to make sure that she wasn't able to track me through the wedding band.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's how she found me, but it's a safe assumption.
Probably. That thing was expensive and loaded with a lot of gadgets. I know, I built it. But I think our business is concluded, don't you?
Honestly, I can't even remember what we were doing with you.
Actually, I thought we went above and beyond the original scope of our mission.
That you did. I guess that does deserve a bonus. Okay. What do you want?
Well, I mean,
Snap his neck. Ah!
I mean, you pretty much know what kind of went on. Give us an offer. What are you willing to offer? You know what we had to go through. I mean, anything's better than what we got right now, which is nothing for our troubles.
We got access to our memories potentially. That's what this whole thing was for, right? He helped us access.
Actually, it was for some free ship upgrades as well. But you were paying him back for some work he was doing for you guys, is what that was.
Right. He helped us dive into our lost memories. We still haven't sorted through any of that.
Oh, your friend Anderson has been hard at work on that. She took a keen interest in your files after you left. You can talk to her when you get to your vessel. But anyway, let's discuss this over a nice dinner at a nice restaurant. Comfortable, friendly environment. And with that, we will bid you adieu. Toker, take us out.
This has been Raiders of the Lark, homebrew detritus production.
Thanks, Matt.
Actually, I think I was more channeling Rusty Shackelford's father when he does the kettle call. Anyhow, I think the worst character ever made at the table that I saw was Kevin's character, because he needed 4 rounds every combat to be good. He was a psionic warrior, and he had to cast a buff spell on himself. And by the time he was done buffing himself, which was a joke all on himself, buffing himself on himself, Brian, who gamed with us, was playing a frenzied berserker, had already killed everything. So I don't think Kevin got to participate in any combat that whole time. Anyhow, I wanted to bring it back around to shitting on somebody's character, and I made it about Kevin. Sorry, Kevin. All right, bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
This is a Channel Infinity News special update. The survivor search continues for the terrorist incident that caused the golden resplendent Grand Marchionessa Alazena to implode dramatically in a gravitational anomaly that scientists and occultists have yet to adequately explain. The numerous celebrities and musicians who were in attendance at the Trans-System Hollowave Council of Musical Arts Awards Gala, who made it out of the vessel in escape pods, were scattered across known space when the anomalous attack caused an emergency single-use drives installed on them to malfunction. Of the 500 guests of the awards show, only 27 so far have been discovered. Other guests and crew of the ship, numbering over 1,500, are also presumed dead. Coming up later, we profile the life and career of one of the missing, a designer pet who made killer beats his calling. ...
Raiders of the Lark 2.0.
Yeah, I was getting there.
I got you.
Too slow.
Actually, can I get another take on that?
Your pause was a little pregnant.
No, can I get another take on the whole thing?
Yes.
I'm going to play both. Is that fun?
I just had a lot
Raiders of the Lark 2.0.
Go ahead.
My eyes are very blue.
What I've been doing is taking our bloopers and just putting them at the end. So if you guys listening have been turning it out before the music ends, stick around. You might hear Frank's rap again. They're trying to say Frank's rapping, and those words together are a bad word.
Frank's rap.
Yeah. I put the rap before the Frakes.
Oh, rap fraxon.
Yeah, close enough. That's the bad word I'm thinking of.
It's a terrible word. I can't believe you just said that, Terrence.
That's my next character. Rap fraxon.
You want to do another take? Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you.